Hi guys, welcome back to Tom Talks, and today we are going to be reacting to the group stages of the Women's European Championship, predominantly talking about England, but we will summarise what's going on elsewhere and we will preview the quarterfinals as well. I'm recording this on the Wednesday, which is the day the quarterfinals start, so by the time this video comes out you might know the score of the Norway-Italy game, so apologies on that front. I have been quite busy. I would have liked to have got this out on Wednesday today on recording day, but it's going to be out tomorrow. So there you go. Or for people watching Thursday. Disclaimer out the way. Let's get into it. So England finished second in Group D. We didn't get off to a very good start. We lost 2-1 to France. Started the game well, Lauren James showing bit of quality there, but we got exposed a couple of times. France go 2-0 up at half time thanks to goals from Matoto and Baltimore, pretty much going through our defence very easily. Get a goal late on from Kira Walsh and that almost spurs us on to maybe gain a point, but we don't quite get it and we lose. First European Championship defenders to lose their first game, but I think first time Serena Wiegman's lost a game at the European Championship. It was a very disappointing performance from England. I think Alessia Russo was very non-existent in the game. I think having three wingers in the attacking positions didn't work. It didn't allow Lauren James to, do what she normally does. I think in the middle, Kira Walsh and Stanway were playing some very wayward passes. They struggled a lot. And I think defensively we didn't look good. Jess Carter on the left really struggled. And, Leah Williamson and Greenwood are very similar profile defenders. There did seem to be a Millie Bright sort of figure missing there. But it wasn't a good start to the tournament. But for the second game, Serena changed things. Carter goes at centre-back, Greenwood goes at left-back. We look a lot better defensively that way. And Ella Toone comes in for Beth Mead. Lauren James goes out wide. And then we beat the Netherlands 4-0. Lauren James was fantastic. 2 goals in that game. Stanway scored as well. Ella Toone scored, which was a nice finish. And Alessia Russo got 3 assists. But I will say she did miss her chances a bit. But we played a lot better. Hannah Hampton was very good in goal. And that was a lovely ball forward that led to Lauren James's goal. I thought Toone coming in was a very good decision. She really linked up well with Russo and she just controlled the game better. I think Lauren James out wide was a lot better than in the middle. I've already talked about defensively, although I will say Jess Carter did look a bit exposed at points. And I think in the middle of the park, we had more control of the game. We played a lot better against a Netherlands side who are decent, but yeah, we probably should have beaten them. And I wasn't massively convinced by them against Wales, but there's good players in there. There's Rord, Vivian Miedemar, Dominic Janssen, the goalkeeper. There's players in that team. Job done, 4-0, very good performance. And then to finish things off, we beat Wales 6-1. Stanway penalty. Toone scored again. Lauren Hemp was nicely set up by Toone. She then set up Russo for her first goal of the tournament. And then Beth Mead and Beaver Jones came off the bench and combined to set up and score off one another as well. Very good performance by England in that game as well. Controlled the game. Toone, again, looking really good in the middle of the park. Lauren James looked good. Lauren Hemp looked good. Beaver Jones and Mead, when they came off the bench, added something there and looked really good. But again, a couple of times, there was the goal. And another time, Jess Carter did get exposed a bit defensively. And that is the weak link in the team now. I think for me, we need someone else playing at centre-back. Obviously, I would go Maya Letitia Serena Wiegman doesn't seem to want to pick her. Don't know why. But we need someone else at centre-back, whether that be Esme Morgan or Neem Charles, preferably Maya Letitia. You know, even maybe not Wubben Moy, because maybe Wubben Moy. But Jess Carter, I don't think is the same player she was at the last World Cup. And I think that's an area where France exposed us, the Netherlands exposed us at times, Wales exposed us, and the team we play next is going to expose us. But we got out the group. We came second on goal difference. We came second because France beat the Netherlands. Sorry. But yeah, France topped the group. We're through. The Dutch are out, which is probably the big team to exit the tournament, but it was a difficult group. And Wales, they gave it a shot, but they're gone. To summarise the other groups, in Group A, Norway were predictably the best team in that group. They went through. Switzerland got through on goal difference. Finland looked decent at times, but for Switzerland, big moment for them. First time in the knockout stages. Iceland, they had moments, but they weren't quite there. In Group B, Spain have been by far the best team at this tournament for me. They have absolutely looked brilliant. The way they play, their ruthlessness. Defensively at times they've been a bit exposed, but just look at how many goals they've scored. Look at the players they've got. So for Group B, it was about who finished second, and it was Italy in the end. Belgium and Portugal, I think both are decent teams and both gave it a go, but in the end it was Italy that got that second spot. Group C, Sweden topped the group, and they've looked really good. We'll talk a bit more about Sweden because they're England's quarter-final opponents. Germany went through in second. They've looked decent, Germany, but this isn't vintage Germany, in my opinion. Denmark, I think, probably the most disappointing team. They have good players. You expect a bit more from them, and they did show it sometimes, like the Germany game, but they just didn't have the quality. And congrats to Poland for getting a win as well. So that's the group stage, really. I wouldn't really say there's been any shocks, per se, to be honest. Maybe like England losing the first game is a shock. But realistically, the teams you expected to go through went through. Summarise the England players. Hannah Hampton has been pretty good so far in goal. I can't complain about anything she's done. Defensively, Lucy Bronze has linked up very well with Lauren James. Her age is maybe showing a little bit, but I think, for this tournament, as the right back, that's fine. Leah Williamson was a bit shaky in that first game, but I think she's looked a lot better. Greenwood, I'm glad she's playing left back now because we need somebody who could play left back. Jess Carter, I've already made my feelings clear. I think she needs to be dropped. She's made a few too many mistakes. Kira Walsh and Stanway did have a wobbler in that first game, but they've looked a lot more assured and controlled the midfield a lot more. Beth Mead wasn't amazing that first game. She got dropped, which I think was fair enough. She looked decent when she came on against Wales, but I think that three of James, Toon and Hemp, I think is correct. Lauren James has been absolutely brilliant, particularly in the second game. I think the first game she had some of England's best moments. She looks a lot better on the right in the second game, and she looked decent against Wales as well. She was very much involved in what was going on in that game. Lauren Hemp has been pretty decent, maybe not at her best, but she has been very good so far. Russo, I think, she's had her link-up play with Heather Toon has been good, I've got to say. But that first game, she was very anonymous. She wasted a lot of chances in the second game. For me, I would be maybe looking at bringing Aggie Beaver-Jones into the team because I'd see a bit more of a ruthless streak there. But it's down to the manager. Neem Charles has made cameos here and there. I still think personally that Maya Letitia should be the other centre back. I think bringing her on maybe to give Bronze or Greenwood a rest is fine, but that's it. Heather Toon's been brilliant, really has shown her abilities, and she had a decent season for United, but I think she's been fantastic for England, I've got to say. So having her in the team is great. Chloe Kelly, some decent cameos, looked all right. Grace Clinton hasn't had a lot of time to show her qualities in the team. I think with Walsh and Stanway sort of recovering that partnership, we won't probably see her as much. Ajibang, I think, looked quite good in the France game. I think bringing her on was a good decision, and I think it almost managed to get us a point. I think she's somebody that will come on in games and sort of as a bit of like a wild card to sort of like throw some pace up there, throw somebody who would take players on. Aggie Beaver Jones, I think she should get a chance at starting. I think she's got more of a ruthless streak in her at the moment than Russo does. And then Jess Park came on in the Wales game and she played well. She linked up well with people. I think that was a good decision. So, we're at the quarter-final stage. We'll get to England's quarter-final last. Norway are playing Italy tonight. I think that Norway will get the job done here. I think this is their first big test. But I think they have a bit more quality in there than the Italians. They've got a few more. They've got quite a lot of creative attacking players. I just think they've got that bit more quality than the Italians to get them over the line. Well, I was wrong about that one. Spain versus Switzerland is another one of the quarterfinals. Switzerland, they've come in as hosts. They've looked decent. They've big moment for them to get to the knockout stages, but Spain are just too good. I think Spain are going to win this game very easily. And then, of course, France versus Germany. I think France is going to win this one. Germany are not looking at their best. They are vulnerable, as shown by the 4-1 defeat to Sweden. And this France team, I don't think they're amazing, as shown by the fact that England almost managed to get a point off them. But, they comfortably beat Wales, the comeback win over the Netherlands. I think they're a very good team. I think they've got a lot of creative attacking players. I think they're quite solid defensively. I think they will win this one. I think it'll be close, but I think France will win. So, Sweden versus England. So before we get into England, let's talk about Sweden, because they've been really good at this tournament. They won all 3 of their group games, battered Germany, of course. They comfortably beat Poland. Narrow win over Denmark, but they got the job done. Against a Danish team, who've got some decent individuals in there. And I've got to say, they've looked really good. Their goalkeeper, Falk, has kept 2 clean sheets, has been very good in goal. Bjorn has been the main person in defence. They've had a few other people partnering her, but I think she's controlled defence well. Holmberg and Anderson at wing-back have both been pretty good, particularly in that Germany game as well. In the defensive midfield, Angeldell was fantastic in that first game and has continued to really keep that defensive midfield structured well and control the game. I think then if you look at the attacking quality of this team, Hurtig has scored a couple of goals. Kanyard has got a couple of assists. Aslani has been brilliant. Goal and 3 assists for her. She's been one of the players of the tournament so far. Rolfo has been very good, and Blackstenius up front. You know the deal with her, 2 goals as well. There is a lot of attacking quality in that Sweden team, and I think the way they play down the wings, the way they control the midfield, their adaptability as well. Because the first couple of games they had 3 attacking midfielders and a striker, and then they had a defensive midfield. And then for the Germany game, they had 3 in midfield and 3 up front. They adapted and they ended up winning the game. So they know how to adapt. Defensively, they're going to be very difficult to break down. And in the midfield as well, I think Angeldell has proven she knows how to control the midfield. And they've proven that, if they need to bring 2 more midfielders in there, they can. If they want to go more attacking, they can. So I think Sweden are going to be a very difficult game. They're a very good team. Bit of a dark horse at this tournament. Can England win? Yes, I think England can win this game. I think that England will win this game on penalties. I think it will be a very hard-fought game. I think both sides will score goals. I don't think there'll be bags of goals. I'm thinking 1-1, 2-2. But I think England can win on penalties. I really think we do. I think we've got the experience of winning penalty shootouts, knowing what to do in those situations. And I think having that experience of like going far in tournaments, which England has done recently, will get us over the line. It's going to be a very tough one. It's probably going to be the best quarter-final, I reckon. France, Germany, I think, will be as well. But I think England will just do it. Just though. It's going to be very close. But that's my thoughts on England and the Women's Euro so far. It's been an exciting tournament. It's been, I guess, a bit predictable. But England has been playing well, which has been nice to see. And I'm very much looking forward to these quarterfinals. This is where things get interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think England have improved a lot since that first game? How far do you think they'll get? Which team has impressed you the most so far? Has it been Spain? Has it been Sweden? Norway? France? And what changes would you make to the England team? Let me know. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and until next time, folks, it's been another Tom Talks.